Now that we've got a new government in place, we have started already to lobby them on the issue of victims and the definition of a victim. Because if people remember, a number of months ago, I spoke to Mr. Cameron, and he said that they would look at the definition of a victim whenever they get into government. Now, it's something that can only be changed from Westminster, so we'll look forward to having that meeting. I also would like to say that I'm glad to see that Mr. Haig is the Foreign Secretary, because he was the man that made the speech about Libya and how supportive they would be with the victims and the campaign for Libya. So it's very encouraging to see him now in a position where he can actually do something about it. And we're very pleased that he is the man who has been chosen for that job. And hopefully we'll be able to move things on as quickly as possible. The other thing I have to say is that given these recent attacks in South Armagh, we have found an awful upsurge in people needing help. It's brought back a lot of memories, these bombings and shootings, and a lot of people who were actually starting to come out of their shell have started to slip back into it. But hopefully, with the help of ourselves and other volunteers within the organisation, we're able to stop that from happening. So this is a positive thing, which shows that victims groups can actually work, whereby people needing help have somewhere to actually turn to. Now, we had 3 or 4 people who actually needed some counselling. Although they weren't actually at the bomb scene, it brought back a lot of memories for them, because there were people who were caught up in bombs, caught up in shootings in that area over this last 35 years. It left people with a lot of sleepless nights again, because they're concerned. They're concerned that there's no security in the area. They're concerned that these boys are just going to go back to doing what they did, murdering people within that community and being able to get away with it. Well, we reassured them that that wasn't going to happen, that this time they had a voice and that somebody was there to help them. And the night of the last bomb, I was out to 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'd called for a number of our people in that area who weren't happy, let's say, to say the least. They were very scared, because they see these boys riding into town, shooting up the town and leaving a bomb. It brings them back to, it's actually worse than it was in the 70s. But the fact that we were there to reassure our members actually encouraged them. And now they're feeling that they have a voice and they have somebody they can turn to. So the message I'm sending to the terrorists: you're now wasting your time, because the people have somebody to turn to. They have organisations like ourselves to turn to. The government is putting money into victims who are being affected by terrorism, so you're not having the same effect. Your impact is not happening. In other words, okay, you may scare a few people whenever you put the bomb off or you do the shooting, but the people there who are affected can now get the help that they need. So your terrorist activity is not having the same effect. And the other thing I'd like to say to the terrorists as well: we know what's behind and why there's a major push on with your activity, especially in South Armagh. You want to continue your smuggling. You just want to be able to make your money and smuggle your cigarettes, smuggle your fuel, diddle the VAT, diddle the dard, all the con jobs of the day you think you can go back to, when you can't, because we're going to expose you for what you are. You're into everything going. You're into drugs, you're into the smuggling, you're into the prostitutes, everything going, you're into it, and we intend to expose that. Not just to show the criminals that you are, but to show the whole criminality behind what's going on. These people are only interested in money, and you think by terrorising the community that you will be able to operate. Well, you ain't terrorising the people the way you used to. The people have somebody now to turn to. They have an organisation like ourselves, and they also have other organisations within the victim sector who are speaking out. And I can assure the people of South Armagh. Now, people will say to me about the election. The election is only, for me, is only a hobby. It's like a holiday, So people know I don't take the election serious. Never have, never will, because I could never make a politician. I don't have them type of qualities, let's say. But the message I'm sending to the terrorists and to Sinn Féin: We are coming after your assets. The victims are fighting back, and unless you stop the activity that you are involved in, you will be caught and you will be put behind bars, and your assets will be taken from you, because we will do everything in our power to make sure that the world knows exactly what's going on. That you are no great freedom fighters. You are nothing better than a bunch of criminals who enjoy dealing drugs, selling and smuggling cigarettes, fuel, basically cleaning the British taxpayer. That's all you're interested in. Well, your wee empire's going to come down round you very shortly. And the individuals, not only in South Armagh but in Tyrone, who's involved in this, you are running brothels in the name of the Republican cause. Some cause. But then again, it was always like that anyway. Just unfortunately, we had nobody to speak out in the past, but now we do have. People want peace in this country, and they want a genuine peace. And now that the government seems to be starting to look after the victims, and I say seems to be because we still have to get there, but I believe that if the victim sticks, if the government sticks to what they're saying, that we can get there, that the victims can get the help and the respect that they deserve, and perhaps we will all be able to move on, but only if we see the justice and the respect that the people deserve, and only if we see the terrorists dealt with properly and not left to make millions on the backs of dead bodies lying on the roads of South Armagh again. That will not be allowed to happen. I can assure you of that.